Why did this medieval queen wear a headdress that looked like butterfly wings? This was Isabeau of Bavaria, Queen of France, and look closely at her head. Those two huge shapes rising beside her face almost look like butterfly wings. But this wasn't a costume. It was one of the most eye-catching fashions at the French court, and the strange part is, getting this look right could take a lot of work. So why did women want their heads to look like this? And what was actually holding it all together? Isabeau became Queen of France after marrying King Charles VI in 1385, and around the same time, women's headdresses at the French court were getting bigger and more dramatic. The hair was pulled up around the sides of the head, then the shape was built up with padding and support, a veil or fine fabric was placed over it, and suddenly the woman's head had these huge shapes spreading out from both sides. But Isabeau wasn't just wearing any version of the fashion, she was the queen, so her clothes, jewelry and headdress were all made to show her position, and we actually have a remarkable clue about how much effort went into this. In 1391, Isabeau bought 9,800 hairpins. Yes, 9,800, not a few boxes, thousands of them. Those pins helped hold complicated hairstyles and veils in place. And there was another trick women used to make the whole look even more dramatic. A high forehead was fashionable, so some women removed hair from the front of the hairline. That made the forehead look higher and gave the headdress even more space above the face, so the look wasn't simply about putting something on your head. The hair, forehead, padding, pins and veil all worked together. And then we get one of the best pieces of evidence for what this looked like. Around the early 1400s, the famous writer Christine the Pizan presented her work to Queen Isabeau. The scene was later shown in an illuminated manuscript. Isabeau is sitting in a royal room surrounded by the women from her household, and on her head is a huge jeweled headdress. It looks almost exactly like the strange butterfly wing shape we see in other medieval images. The picture also tells us something else. The queen's headdress is far more decorated than those worn by the women around her. That difference mattered. People could see who had money, who belonged at court and who held the highest position, and Isabeau was not just following fashion, she was helping set it. Her clothes and headwear became part of the look, copied by other women at court. The fashion kept changing too. Some styles became wider, others became taller, and eventually women were wearing enormous headpieces that could make them look much taller than they really were. Of course, these styles didn't last forever. Fashion moved on and the huge shapes eventually disappeared. But when we look at Isabeau today, it's easy to think she was trying to look strange. She wasn't. She was trying to look rich, fashionable and important, and that's the part that makes this fashion so fascinating, because underneath that strange butterfly-like shape were thousands of pins, carefully arranged hair, padding, fabric and a veil. But the real thing holding it all together was something much simpler. Everyone who saw it was supposed to know that the woman wearing it mattered.